Hello everyone. Today we're talking about using a new method to help us visualize how to multiply fractions. So first of all, we're going to talk about the setup and how do we do the drawing. So here we have the example 2 over 10 times 5 over 10. Now, what we need to notice is that the denominators, which are the bottom numbers, help create the shape of which we need to color in. And the top numbers tells us how much we need to color in. So first of all, let's take a look at 2 over 10. We're going to use this as our rows and 5 over 10 as our columns. So rows go from left to right, and then columns go up and down. So here, if the rows tell us to color in 2 out of the 10 rows, as you can see here on the side, we have 10 by 10 graphs. So we know that in total there are 100 little squares in total. So 2 out of 10 tells us to color in 2 out of the 10 rows. So in blue, we're going to color in 2 of those rows as best as we can. Then we're going to change to red to show us that we're going to color in now 5 out of the 10 columns. So we're going to color in 5 columns as best as we can as well. So now, to figure out the answer, we just need to take a look at where the overlap occurs. So you see here that we first drew 2 out of 10 in blue, then we drew 5 out of 10 in red. So whatever is overlapping each other will give us the final answer. So if we take a look here, we see that these 10 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks, are the overlap of the two colors. So here it tells us the answer is going to be 10 out of 100. So let's try another example right below. So again, 3 over 10, we're going to color in 3 out of the 10 rows. So we're going to do that in blue. So again, 3 rows. Again, you can color it however you want, as long as you color in 3 of the rows, like so. And then we do 7 out of the 10 columns. We'll do that in red. So 7 out of 10 means that we have 3 remaining in the back. So let's leave those 3 alone, and we'll just color in the rest like so. Color in as best as we can. And then we again take a look at the overlap. So if we take a look here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, where they overlap. Right? Of course, you can do this much quicker by seeing that there's 3 by 7 that overlap. So there's in total 21 that overlapped out of a total of 100 little squares. But what if the numbers are not over 10? What if it's over like numbers like 3 or 4 or 5? Then our drawing will have to change because it's no longer going to be out of 100 anymore. So we take a look here. The first example says 1/3 times 2/3. So in order to draw this, we need to separate our blocks into their proper sizes. So again, we mentioned here that the first one is talking about the rows. So 1/3 is the rows and 2/3 is the columns. Now how do we draw that? So with 1/3, what you do is you want to break it into 3 equal rows. So what we can do here is just try your best, but in order to create 3 rows, you need to draw in 2 lines to separate out your graph. So we're going to try and separate out as nicely as we can. If they're not fully equal, it's okay. As long as you have it in 3 sections of relatively the same size, that's fine. And then also with the columns, we also want to break it into 3 columns. So for this one here, we can again 2 lines that are going up and down to help us separate out into 3 sections as well. So now again, we color in 1 of the rows that we drew. So we can color in 1 row like so. And then 2/3 was, again, 2 of the 3 columns. So I'm going to color in 2 of the 3 columns. And what we'll notice is that the overlap is only in these 2 boxes. So the answer here would be 2, because that is the overlapped amount. Out of how many boxes are there in total now? There are now 9 boxes in total. So with our last example, same idea. We're going to, first of all, take a look at the rows, which is 3 over 4. So the 4 in the bottom tells us that we need to break it into 4 rows. To make 4 rows, you have to draw on 3 lines to try and make them relatively the same size. Again, we'll just try and eyeball it roughly. So 1, 2, and 3. There you go. We have now 4 rows. Next, we want to do 5 columns because 5 is the denominator. So again, to draw 5 columns, you have drawn 4 lines. And again, just try and break it up as best as you can. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you notice here, what we did was that our lines were not equally spaced out. So what you can do is you can try shrinking the box if you like, so that we make it more even, or you can even move your lines by redrawing them and spacing it out. Of course, you won't have technology like this necessarily, but you get the idea. This is a bit betterly spaced out, so therefore, good enough. So again, the 3 out of 4 means I want to do 3 of the 4 rows. So again, 3 of the 4 rows is what we're going to color in as best as we can. Try and color in as much of it as possible so that we can figure out where the overlap will then occur later. 2 of the 5 columns. So I want to color in 2 of the 5 columns. So there you go, color that in. And then we will count the overlap. The overlap occurs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. So the overlap is 6. And the total number of boxes here, it's 4 by 5. So that means there's 20 boxes in total. So I hope this little lesson helped you understand how do we draw multiplying fractions and how to get the answer using this visual method of solving. Make sure to like this video and support us by subscribing to the channel and keep improving your math knowledge. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.